What's up, guys? Welcome back to Collecting and Hobbies. This time on the Collecting and Hobbies channel, we're going to be doing wrestling figure review because I just uploaded a Iconic video, the Iconics 2-pack, on the wrestling figure channel. So it says Collecting and Hobbies. I do everything. I do Star Wars, Marvel Legends, everything that I collect. We're going to throw in some WWE on this channel for once. And I normally unpackage these things in front of you. I actually just did. I just shot this video a minute ago, but it ended up 25 minutes, and that's just too long in my opinion. So what we're going to do, since I've already got them out, I'm going to go over the packaging real quick. We're going to do a comparison over the two, since I got to know these two ladies just a little bit by checking out the articulation and the paint job. At least now I know what I want to say, and I have to take all the time in the world to do it. So let's go ahead and start this review. So the first thing you're going to notice on this left one, she comes in this kind of packaging. All right, it says her debut, NXT TakeOver. There's a picture of her. Brief bio. You can pause and read it if you like. And go ahead and pause it right there. It says she would debut October 7, 2015. She's from Osaka, Japan. Finishing moves Asuka Lock, and you can read the rest. A nice picture of her. Looks just like the action figure itself, which is always a good thing. This came out in the later, I think, the second half of 2017, according to the date code, at least. So this was actually her second figure. This is a Target exclusive, NXT Elite line, and entrance mask included. And now we'll talk about this one. That's her fourth release. Here's the background for the one on the left. It says tomorrow brings danger. Now you could actually put her in there if you want. You could stand her in there like this if you want to use that as like a display. At the time that they were doing these, a lot of the figures came with little plastic figure stands and a little card that goes behind them, and if you put them all together, they make like a little scene. But this spotlight one right here, she has a card back there. It's just a loose little card. It doesn't have you can't stand it up or anything. I mean, you'd have to lean it up against something. It's like a picture without a frame, but it's not like this one. But anyway, the NXT, okay, these are the network spotlights. These were Toys R Us exclusives before they, went under in America. And so these are now Target exclusives, and she was supposed to come with that entrance rope. That was originally the plan for this figure. Here's their brief bio real quick. And these are still from NXT. They still haven't got her to the main roster yet, as far as the figures go. Diesel right there is just a re-release of an old figure. Same with Rey Mysterio. The two in the middle, Asuka and Jinder Mahal, are brand new. All right. Facial detailing, True FX. Anyway, so this one does have the True FX technology and the face print, or whatever you want to call it. That's what Hasbro calls it. Now, what was I going to say? These are both Target exclusives. This second figure, this one's her fourth figure. The one that came out third was a Monsters figure, where she's like a vampire or something. And that was available online and Walmart for the most part. That was about it. And then you also had her first NXT figure. It's blue and white. Blue and yellow, and basically the same as this, and the same kind of packaging. But no, it was actually in a regular packaging, and just a regular Elite line. But okay, so first thing I noticed about these in the package, for some reason, she has a pink ankle joint. And so does this one. For some reason, there's a few figures other than her, like AJ Styles and a few other ones where they have different colors down on the lower half of their boots. For some reason, it's the same as their other foot. And I don't understand that, but whatever. I think basically they probably, I don't know, I guess they just made all the ankle joints the same and they're only molded one color instead of two, like an error in the factory or something. But all of them are like that. And unfortunately, all of these are like that too. So this one came out in 2017. This one came out in about September, October of 2019. And another thing about these on if you look at her knee joints, they're skin colored, which is probably what they should be. But on this one, when you bend her knees, you see it's a blue, and this one's pink. That's another thing that they do sometimes. That's kind of odd, but and I do not know if this comes out, and I'm not going to try. Pretty sure it's glued on there. Same with this one, but they are different. Very different. Now this one, the only other thing wrong with this one really is they don't paint the middle part of this. And one thing that both of these figures suffer from, yeah, that looks really bad. So the only other negative on her would be that sometimes it's hard to find one with a perfect paint job, but then again, that's kind of like with every figure. But her face, it does look like her. If you hold this up to the picture, it does kind of look like her, but she's smiling, and it kind of throws it off a little bit. But if this other one over here didn't already exist, then I mean, this one is much better. This has got the photoreal and all that. What do you call it? But this one looks a lot better, and it has a different hair style. It's shorter hair. Her head's a lot easier to move. You get a lot more articulation out of it. But one thing that both figures suffer from is they can't put their arms down. It's the exact same mold for both figures. They're basically both the same. Well, not exactly, but pretty close. And yeah, they both suffer from that. But as you can see, this one's got a fist and a gripping hand. This one's got more of a slap hand and a gripping hand. So the hands are different. This has a molding detail all throughout the armband, so that's very different. This one is just painted. These are just painted, but they both have the same articulation, exact same articulation. The wrists, they can both bob around a little bit up and down and side to side. You know, they got the bicep swivels. They got the hinge at the elbows. Of course, they can go around up the shoulders and the head, the waist. They can pretty much do the splits that way. Not so much this way, but yeah, they're got some thick thighs going on there. But I mean, she can more or less sit down for the most part. Then you got the knee joints, which are kind of encumbered by the knee pads, and then you got the thigh swivel and the foot, the boot cut. Wait, does this have boot cut? Yeah, there's boot cut. I can't get it on this one for some reason. I think her pad's in the way right here. Oh, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't want to move. I think the paint Yeah, it's the paint. The paint's got it sealed up too tight. It doesn't want to move. But I didn't notice that before. But also the feet, can move up and down, backwards and forwards or whatever. Now, what they really need is ankle rockers. They would really benefit from that. I don't know if like Hasbro has a patent on that where other people can't use them. I think they use them on other stuff, but yeah, I really cannot get that joint to move at all. I might have to put that under hot water or something. I just noticed that. But overall, the paint scheme on both of these is pretty good, except for, like I said, the ankle parts. That takes take a point off for that. I mean, this figure right here, other than the wide arms and that, I could forgive the wide arms because, I mean, it's a wrestler and it's supposed to be in a wrestling position to begin with. And this is just a $20 figure. It's supposed to come with the cape, and that would have been awesome if it did. But I guess for budget reasons, I guess they're going to maybe make an elite version. I mean, like a ultimate edition version and put it in there. But as you saw before, her mask fits on. This one seems to go on a little different than the first one. This one seems to just like kind of spread out with friction and stay to her face that way. Where the first one seems to utilize these pegs more. And because her hair is over top of her face, it's in the way. So these pegs really help out. The hair and the pegs, the rubber and the hair and the pegs, that's what really holds the mask on. This one is being held on by the plastic expanding. So if you don't want it, if you don't want to ruin the mask, the more you put it on, the more it's going to stretch out, and maybe eventually it won't work. I don't know, but there is a little bit. Her hair does go over top of the pegs on the sides, just tiny bit, so that does help. But it's not as, it's not going to fall off, but if you push it down, I think this one would be more firm. Now, they're about the same, but all I know is that when you put this on, you can feel the plastic wrapping around her face. This one, it's not like that. It's like it's just going straight into the hair slots. So this one just seems to be stretching more for some reason. But overall, I give both of these figures probably, this is a little bit worse of a thing. Her head sculpt isn't as good as this one. If you had to pick only between the two, then I would definitely pick the Spotlight version, the new one, the one on the right. But this one I'd give probably an 8.5, somewhere around there, because probably an 8, because it's got this issue with the pink there. The arm doesn't get painted all the way, and the head doesn't look as good as this one. But if this one didn't exist, she would probably be like an 8.5. If now this one still got the same issue with the ankle joint being pink, and paint wise, she looks fine. I don't see any. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with her. But that joint is frozen, so I'll try to fix it. But I would get this one. Oh, and yeah, this one also has the joints down there that are the wrong color. But you're not going to notice that too much with the knee pads. But I give this one a 9, mainly just because of that. And she comes with 2 accessories. These are the ones that she wore WrestleMania when she was her streak versus the Charlotte Flair's title, which Charlotte Flair amazingly won and defeated her streak. It was like 735 days, something like that. I don't know, something like that. 2.5 years, undefeated streak, over 500 days as the champion in NXT, which is still a record. And yeah, so I'm gonna go try to see if I can fix her joint real quick, and then we'll end this review. All right, I fixed it. There we go. And yeah, she does have a little bit of paint splotching. Where was it on here? Somewhere. Started scratching that off. Some blue, as you can see on there. Just like trying to peel it off with my thumbnail. She also has some white spray on her boot in the first review, and I scratched that off during the review. But yep, just a little bit of warm water, and now she's back to normal, or back to where she should be. All right, so that's my review of NXT TakeOver and WWE Spotlight Asukas. And which one do you guys like better? I think it's pretty obvious. This one, you guys might like the paint scheme and the mask, but yeah, this one, the face looks a little bit better, and the paint is a little bit better also, because it doesn't have that issue with the elbow. But that's very noticeable, and I hope I can find a way to fix it so she look perfect. But yeah, 8, 9, that's what I give them, I guess. And I'll see you guys on the next review. I'll post a link on my iconic video in the description below. At least I'll try if I remember, but or I'll put it in the comments section. So you guys check out Wrestling Figure Review, which is also in the entrance, or the video at the very beginning of this, that I clip them together, the intro part. All right, so I'll see you guys on the next video.